Matt Stepp with Dave Campbell's Texas Football back here at the DFW Coaches Convention. We are here with the head coach of the Lubbock Estacado Matadors from the East Side, Coach Marcus Shavers. Coach, how are you doing?
Doing great. Happy to be here. One of the best clinics in the state. Just glad to be here and be a part of it.
All right, first question for you, Coach. People don't know this about you. You're an Allen Eagle. You graduated from Allen High. Obviously, they've had a lot of success recently. So has there been any trash talk from you coming to your fellow coaches in the field house when Allen makes those deep playoff runs?
No, not a lot of trash talk. You know, it's just fortunate to be able to play for a good program like that and learn the things that they teach. Hadn't changed much over there. You know, they've kind of kept everything in-house for the most part since I played for Coach Martin and then Coach Westerberg, now Coach Campbell. And so, you know, it'll take a little pride when people talk about the stadium and stuff like that out there. Of course, I didn't get to play in it, but it's just a sense of pride to know that you're associated with a program as good as Allen.
All right, now speaking of pride, you came out to Estacado last year in the middle of the offseason. Had a great year in your first year at the helm, kind of reestablishing some traditions, starting some new traditions in Estacado. And you gave me a little swag as well. You know, now part of your agreement to come on the air was I could not do an interview with you unless I was wearing Estacado gear. Yeah. So you know you guys have some slogans. I know on Twitter you guys have some hashtags that you used. Tell us about one of the hashtags that you guys use.
The biggest one that we use is "We All We Got," and it was kind of just a rallying cry to come in there to bring us together. There was a lot of people doubting us, a lot of people not believing us, and the kids kind of caught on to that. And that East Side community, you know, is a real prideful community, and everybody's kind of bought into the "We All We Got," the WAWG, and we're gonna just try to take it as far as we can.
All right, now when you got there last year, you inherited a program that had some good talent, but what did you do specifically to kind of put your stamp on the program? You brought some new coaches in, I know. Your offensive coordinator, James Vince, wrote like books on offense. Now, talk about bringing those kind of guys in and helping you as a first-year head coach.
Yeah, James Vince is actually our offensive line coach, and Robert Boone's our offensive coordinator. And what he does and what he brings to the table is just a ton of energy. One of the things that I thought that place could use just on the surface there are just more energetic coaches, more coaches that wanted to be there, more coaches that loved kids and wanted to celebrate with them. And so we brought, you know, some enthusiasm, some energy to practices and to weight rooms, not made it so boring. And the kids really, you know, gravitated toward us and took off and did a good job with it.
All right, looking ahead to 2017, you lost a good group of seniors. They helped you establish things. You've got a full off season now to work with the kids. I know that's big for you, but what areas are you feel comfortable about in 2017? Some areas that you really want to have some young guys step up and make some plays.
You know, we returned 4 of the 5 offensive linemen, and when you look at our O-line and D-line together, out of the 8, because we're 3-4 front, so out of the 8 starting linemen for a year ago, 7 of them returned. So I feel really good about how we're going to be in the trenches. I think we're going to be able to stabilize the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. You know, our quarterback who started last year and has been a 3-year starter, it's going to be important for him to step up and make some big-time plays. Bo Sims has a ton of ability, and we're needing him to finally, you know, step over that curve, I guess, to try to be an elite quarterback, because he has all the tools in his arsenal to do it. And so really looking at that, we got a young running back that's really talented, and hopefully he can come and stay healthy. And if we can do that, and with a little bit of luck, I think we'll be making a run next year.
All right, 2 more questions and we'll let you go. Now, a lot of great speakers at the clinic. We sat at this clinic last year and we talked about different head coaching jobs. You were interested in a couple of jobs. You were trying to find that first gig. You were at West Mesquite before that. What advice would you give to a young coach who's looking to become a head coach for the first time? Some things that your mentors taught you when you were looking for that first head coaching position.
I think if I had to sum it up, the number one thing, and I learned this from Coach Martin and Coach Campbell, is loyalty. You got to be loyal to where you are. You got to coach where your feet are, and people will take notice of the little things you do. I heard a great quote, and it basically said, how you do anything is how you do everything. And if you have a small job at the school that you're at, whether it be laundry, whether it be JVO line, do the best job you can with it, and people will notice those small things like that, and you'll be pretty good.
All right, final question for you. Lubbock ISD is a beautiful stadium, Lowry Field, one of my favorite stadiums in the state. I think me and Max are planning on making a trip out to Lubbock this year to catch a Matadors game. Pre-game, though, me and Max, we get hungry. We like to eat. Yeah. So you got to tell us, where in Lubbock, where should we go to grab a bite to eat before the game?
You got to go to downtown to a place called Lee's Cafe. It's a soul food restaurant in downtown Lubbock. And if you're into pork chops, it's going to be one of the biggest pork chops you've ever had in your life. They give you 2 of them for a real good price.
There you go. Well, I think me and Max we'll have to work out before we go eat those 2 pork chops, though, right?
There you go. You better get down to Lee's Cafe. You got good food.
Coach, we appreciate your time. Congrats on all the success at Estacado, and good luck in 2017. Thanks for taking a few minutes with us.
Appreciate it. Thank you, and thank you for what you do for high school football.